To meet the most ambitious goal of the Great Leap Forward, Mao told the Chinese that production of steel had to double in 1 year. And instead of producing this just from heavy industry, the energy and idealism of the peasants was to be mobilized again. Small furnaces were built in villages and backyards across the country. They collected any scrap they could find. They melted down doorknobs, wash basins, tools. As the fever grew, people gave up their cooking woks. Ho Jinghua had never made steel before, but used her ingenuity.
When we built our own furnaces, it was hard to reinforce them. Earth on its own wasn't strong, but we didn't have enough straw. I had a long pigtail, so I cut it off and snipped it into short pieces and mixed it with the earth in the furnace wall. Many of the other women cut off their hair as well.
Ho Jinghua's husband, Lien Qianyun, also filmed at the time, was just as enthusiastic.
The two of us competed really hard. If my team produced 3 tons of steel a shift, her team would make over 3 tons. And then I would encourage my team to think of ways to beat that.
Forests were decimated to fuel the furnaces 24 hours a day. All over China, almost everyone, even medical doctors, neglected their normal jobs to answer the call. But even those taking part began to see it was folly.
All we did was make steel and nothing else. We didn't produce anything useful. How could we? We dug holes in the ground and tried to produce steel. It was all such a waste of time. But the orders came from above. We had to obey them.
Slowly, it became clear that after so much effort and time, after so much wood had been burned, and so many pots and pans consigned to the flames, the steel produced was impure, weak, and useless. The full effect of the disastrous experiment began to be seen in 1959. While the peasants had been making steel, they had done little else. Crops had rotted in the fields. Seed hadn't been planted. Food was already short. Because of the falsely exaggerated harvest, the government had taken a bigger share of the crops to send to the cities. A drought made the problem worse. In 1960, the scarcity turned into a major famine. National food production fell more than 25%. Local Secretary Luo Shifa had been away from his village studying at a party school.
When I came back from Beijing, I saw that many people had bloated stomachs from starvation. We had 1,600 starving people in our commune. Some were falling over with weakness and just lying in the road. Others died. When the peasants saw me, they began to cry. I cried too. They said to me if I'd gotten there any later, they might all have been dead.
In a secret report, the party later admitted the full extent of the calamity. Their own figures showed that over 20 million had died from the famine. It was almost certainly more. The new graves in the burial grounds confirmed that the Great Leap had failed. Revolutionary enthusiasm hadn't been enough.